Good morning, Wall Street winners. It is Wednesday, July the 9th, and I would love to tell you we have more certainty in this world, but Donald Trump just keeps coming out with statements that lead to greater uncertainty and less confidence about the direction things are going to go in. So he unleashed some tariffs yesterday, sent out a couple of letters in the last couple of days to Japan and North Korea with new tariff percentages. He's now talking about tariff percentages on Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. Some in line, some higher, some lower than Liberation Day, just all over the board. He also announced a 50% tariff on copper yesterday, which has sent copper futures skyrocketing, and so we'll see what happens there. The futures now have fallen in London, so it's it's all over the map. You just can't predict what this guy wants to do. He hired and put in Jerome Powell in his first term. Now he's saying he's too slow, Powell. He insults this man all the time. And the guy's done an amazing job, honestly, for the economy as the head of or chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve. So we've got earnings coming up on Thursday from Delta Airlines. It'll be interesting to see what's going on there. We've got a few other data points, but honestly, it's a very slow week for data. So it's really all about Truth Social and what the president comes out with and says that makes markets potentially move. The interesting thing, though, is that markets really aren't reacting as they did back in Liberation Day or prior to that with some of his crazy talk and crazy announcements. I think they've just gotten used to his rhetoric and they're taking it in stride until they see something more formal. So sectors. Oil is on the rise in terms of oil company share prices. There's been a lot of positive movement upwards. They've had a bad start to the year, honestly, and they're starting to make up some ground. Crude is above $68 now, so it's at the highest it's been in quite some time throughout this year anyway. And as it continues to rise, so too do the stocks of the oil companies, oil refining companies. Tech is back on track, even though semis, there's talk of blocking out some semiconductor sales and further restrictions, really hasn't affected semis. They seem to be on a bit of a tear. There was some news yesterday from Apple that their CFO is no longer going to be in the same position. It's going to be demoted. And so they're looking for some change there in that CFO role. And based on that, that stock is not really making any moves, but it's been a laggard all year, really. And then we've got Google. Google is down and has been for the week. Palantir has had a nice jump, should probably pull back today a little bit, whereas Google, which has been down for the week, here it is, it's likely going to have a little bump today. It's down in the mid 70s. This is a $200 stock within the next couple of weeks or a couple of months. So I'm betting on that one. There's been some pullback there. There's also been some pullback in some of the financials. And I think it's an interesting time to continue to watch these because I think they'll pull back a little bit more before earnings and then they'll pop again at earnings. Good luck in your trades today. If you like the videos, please hit the like and subscribe button.